All right, good morning, guys. Today we're looking at ADN here. It's gone on a pretty big tear, going from about $1.19 all the way up to $3.20. We could probably see this continue its climb. We saw Rev do it yesterday, and Sidhu also did it, so I don't see why this one won't, but we'll just keep an eye on it, see if it continues to move up and take advantage of that. We have Sidhu here again, looking pretty good. We were averaging out around $5 here. Looks like it moved up to a high of just over $8.50, and we're back down to about $7.50 currently, right above that VWAP line. Something we really want to keep an eye on is that VWAP line. VIVK is also looking all right. It hasn't broken down from that 200 EMA yet. It did run up from about $1.88 to $3.32. So again, quite a big run. It looks like it's consolidated pretty heavily right now, so we'll likely see this start to move as well. We always have RDBX last couple weeks just because it's always doing something. It's looking okay, nothing fantastic. Price action's a little spotty, volume's a little spotty, but RDBX is pretty well known for picking up volume and price action when the market opens, so we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe it's playable. CMRA is looking okay as well. We did see this move from about 355 up to about, well, the high's about 540, but we call it about 519 there. And it's looking okay. It hasn't broken down from that 200 EMA, but it's sitting between the VWAP and 200 EMA currently, so we're probably going to end up playing this one as well, as long as it picks up some price action. Can't hear the mod. We have AUVI here opening up a little bit red. It was looking okay. We'll see if it can bounce off this VWAP line. I think that's probably going to be the first play I want to try and take here is AUVI. We're going to want to head for that VWAP line at about 317-ish for an entry. We're going to go for a 340 for a PT and then a 307 stop loss. It gives us quite a bit of room here. I think this is probably going to be something that remains fairly bullish for the day, so we're likely going to hold this for a while, so wouldn't really get in too much higher than about 317. You might get 318, 319, and that's okay, but I don't think there's a huge need to wait to jump in cheaper than that. Okay. So going back to Thidu, it's looking pretty good. It looks like it dropped down to that VWAP as expected, bounced off pretty heavily. We do have ADN looking like it's going to run. We are up pretty high on ADN, so we're going to take a play on it, but it's going to be fairly risky. I'm going to go for a 3. I'd actually like a $3 entry. But it looks like we're going to get better than that. These candles are actually huge on this, so we're going to go for 290. We're going to go for a 330 PT, and then we're going to give it actually a 280 stop because we actually kind of need that room on ADN. Even 280 is still pretty risky for an end or for a stop loss. I do think that we're likely to get stopped out anyway. It's really hard to put a line right on that 280. We'll call it 281, but we'll know it's 280. But I do think that there's a lot of profits on the table with ADN that we could possibly get. So that's something I want to make sure that we do. Okay, so Sea-Doo back down quite dramatically here to that 200 EMA. If it breaks through, we won't be playing that. AUVI starting to look really good here as we hit that 330 mark. Not quite where we want to see just yet, but we can start to take profits at that 330 mark. So we're going to say taking some profits on AUVI around 330. We have SNTI starting to move, nothing really fantastic. Same thing with EFOI. RDBX heading down very, very fast, very, very hard. Sea-Doo doing the same thing. ADN tops out there at 311. Looks like it's turning back down a little bit. Around that 290 mark, we're pretty close to getting an entry here. If you got in a little bit higher, probably won't be too much of an issue, but I do want to see where this is headed before we jump in quite yet. Sea-Doo might hold on this 200 EMA, and if it does look like it's going to hold, we might jump in for a quick play on it. We'd be looking to get in at about 705 with a stop loss of, we could give it about 20 cents, and that would make sense. So I think that's what we'll do with Sea-Doo. We're going to jump in at 705-ish. we're going to go for a 680 stop and like a 770 PT. 705, 770, 680. Yeah. Okay. So that's basically the plan with Sea-Doo here. We're hoping it doesn't break down from that 705 area. But if it does, you know what, we'll take a pretty reasonable stop out on it. Okay, so ADN going back up here, AUVI all the way up to 343. We're taking profits now. Gonna leave a runner. I don't expect a huge amount out of it. At PT, AUVI, leaving a decent size runner. Okay. CMRA is heading down. We have RDBX heading down. VIVK slowly making its way up here. And we do have Sea-Doo here, a dip down to our entry at 705. Looks like it's holding so far, so that's good news. ADN breaking out a little bit here at a high of 315. Definitely looking okay so far. So we're actually going to look at ADN, Sea-Doo, AUVI. VIVK is looking pretty okay. RDBX is heading down. We have CMRA heading down, CNTI and EFOI not doing anything. So I think those are going to be the main four we're looking at. ADN's looking pretty good here, 315 from our entry point. So we're going to go ahead and start to take profits now. Taking some profits. ADN at this 330 mark. And we can call PT on ADN because that is actually PT as well. So we're at 343 currently. I'm taking some profits, leaving a runner in there. I'm sure we can get more out of it, but it is looking really, really good. AUVI topped out there at 343, so we took profits at the exact right time. Actually, surprisingly enough, the exact same price on ADN. AUVI starting to look like it might bounce off this 9 EMA here. It could come down further. It could come down to VWAP line before it bounce, if it's going to bounce at all. And I want to see VIVK here start to break through that VWAP line. It's not looking super likely with the way that top band is facing, and we have resistance, and then we have that VWAP line. If we can break through, it'd be pretty bullish, and we'll probably wait for a retest. We do have Sea-Doo back down to that 705 area. If we start to break down, we're going to be in some trouble here. All right, so we're starting a breakdown. I don't like the way this looks, so I think I'm good to just take a cut here. Taking or exiting Sea-Doo or stop. Not looking good. Looks like it was going to stop us out either way, so it was the right decision to make. Saved ourselves a little bit of pain there. ADN back down a little bit here. We could take another play off the 9 EMA and just leave our runner in there from the last time. Sea-Doo back up quite a bit. I just don't trust it yet. I do think it has the possibility of breaking down. This does look very bullish. It did stop us out. I can't really say we would give it more room. Maybe if it broke down a little bit below that 200 EMA again, and I felt comfortable enough to give a stop of 670, maybe we would jump back in and try it again. But until then, I don't think it's really feasible. We did drop back down to 326 AUVI. I think I'm going to jump back in with another full load on AUVI here at maybe 325. I'm going to aim for that. We're going to aim for 345. We might even get 320 on AUVI. That would be even better. So if we get 320, we're going to be looking for about a 310 stop. So give it about 10 cents from wherever you get in. It basically looks like a free win right now because the range isn't like super, super great, but it's good enough where our stop loss can be pretty average and still be below that VWAP and 200 EMA and everything else that we need it to be below. So it seems like a fairly safe option. Sea-Doo did go back up to about 728, back down to 710. We're still waiting for a dip to see if we can get in on that. Let's see here. AUVI. Dropping down to 323. I'm expecting a little bit more of a breakdown here. 322, 320, there it is. So we're going to go for a 320. Might get a little bit better of an entry if you wait, but I'm okay with 320. So I'll take it. VIVK, nasty, nasty drop. Was looking very bullish. Top band pushed down, got rejected off a resistance line. AUVI looking okay. CDU broke down a little bit again. ADN looking to come back down. We're going to take a play off of this if it comes closer to a VWAP. ADN. We're going to be going for a 287 entry. We're going to go for a 320 PT, MNA2. Just a 280 stop, I think. We'll leave that stop at the same place. Looking good on ADN for entry-wise. Trade-wise, it is risky. And you're playing something that's coming down on you rather than going up. However, some days I can't be helped. AUVI looking all right here. Should start to turn around. VIVK back up just as strong as it fell. CDU still holding that 200 EMA, which is definitely bullish. I would like to see it start to curl up. I just think we picked a wrong entry on this. We might have to give it a little bit extra room. So if that's the case, I think we should probably try another CDU trade. I can't justify getting in any higher than, yeah, about here, 690. So we're going to go for 690, or maybe even 680 if we can get it. We're going to go for a 750 PT and then a 670 stop loss. So if you can get in lower, I would still keep a 670. I don't think I want it to break down lower than that. If you want, you could give it a couple extra cents if you need to, but it's, you know what, I don't think it needs it. I think it should be fine there. And if it starts to break down more than 670, we really don't want to be in it. But so far, you know what, it's looking pretty good. We did drop down to 682, so there's lots of room there to get in. Hopefully you got a decent entry on it, but it does look like it's going to go back up. VIVK, massive green candle, ended up being a 320 or 223 to 269 kind of candle. A little high for us to jump in on right this second, but we'll be keeping that in the back of our minds as we continue on here. CDU looking good. ADN, we're actually making quite a bit of money off of it already. We're back up to $3. We are hitting a resistance line here. I'm going to start to take a little bit of profit here at $3. Just to make sure that we're in some profit here. CDU making not a new high yet, but looking like it's getting there. So that's good news for us. AUVI still struggling at that 320 mark. VIVK coming back down a little bit to that VWAP line. We'll see if it holds with VWAP. If it does, we might take a play on it, but if not, we'll let it go back down and maybe try to get a good price around 218. Looks like it's following last support line here. Might hold, could hold. RDBX looks like it might be curling up. Don't trust that quite yet. The rest of these not looking too great. Anything new on the scanner? VIVK, CDU, ADN. AERC is running again. I don't think there's really too much of a need to really look at that though. PEI we could take a look at, yeah. 3 candles, that's what we have to work with here. We've got one going from 450 to 489, then we have another one going to just over $5, and the next one over at $6. That's nice. 2% on the port, nice. AUVI taking a really nasty breakdown here. I would say exit before this goes to stop. I don't think it's going to recover once it breaks down from that 200 EMA quite that strong. So I'm going to go ahead and take my exit somewhere around here, try to get as much back as I can out of it. 318's looking not too bad, 317, 318. Just take a quick stop out on it because I don't really want to deal with taking a big loss on it. We are up to 798 on CDU. Wow. All right, I guess we're halted in this. I didn't even see that. So that's past PT on CDU. Holding into the halt. I guess. Didn't actually realize we were going to be halted in it. Didn't think it was going to be halted, but that's what we're doing. That's what we're in. So Guess we're gonna roll with it. VIVK still, you know what? It is holding up here. This is gonna be risky, but I do want to try it. VIVK, we're gonna be looking at about a 250 entry. We're gonna go for 270 as a PT and then a 245 stop loss. Let's give it a 240, 243. Nah, 243 is too close. Let's give it 240. I'm not sure I'll quite hold till 240, but I wanted to make sure I give it a little bit of room in case it does slowly come down. We have a good area of support here. So we want to make sure we take advantage of that if possible. I'm curious to see if we break down even further here on AUVI or if it starts to move back up and we made the wrong decision by cutting. PEI still halted. CDU still halted. So we want to make sure that we keep an eye on CDU here. If it opens up a little bit down, we can take a cut on it. If it opens up, then, well, it's up to you what you want to do with that exactly. VIVK is looking half decent here. Let's take a look at what we got going on here. AUVI looking like it doesn't want to break down any further, but I still wouldn't trust it. CDU still halted. ADN's up a little bit here. We are finally breaking through that resistance line, so we'll see what that has in store for us. AUVI, massive green candle. Looks like I was wrong. We could have walked out with some profit on that. So hopefully you did. If you had the diamond hands to hold through that, looks like you're going to be making a little bit of money. VIVK looking good still. RDBX, maybe it bottomed out. I can't be certain though. Not yet. CMRA not really doing anything. I think PEI could probably move over here, but oh man, with the absence of any volume, then going to lots and lots of volume here, not even lots of volume, but a decent amount of volume. I would say that this is probably going to die off on open again, and we probably won't be playing it, but we'll keep an eye on it. You never know. ADN's not looking too bad here. We are seeing a little bit of a drop back down to maybe VWAP. We really need some bullish pressure to pick up so we can break through this resistance line and head towards that top area there of 336. Waiting for CDU to unhalt. We will see. What was my VIVK entry? 256. So a little bit higher than I would have liked, but you know what? It is what it is. We'll see what we can do with that. We're up 271 now. It looks like it's starting to break out. AUVI's back up. ADN looking like it's trying to make a push here. VIVK looking to get past that resistance line. Up here at, 270, it's not looking too bad. Yeah, it's only like 10, 15 cents. There we go, 277. Starting to take profit here. Definitely not bad. Not quite where we want to be on, actually it's past where we want to be on VIVK. But given my entry, 277 actually made up for that little bit of disparity between the PT and the price of entry there. But it looks like it might keep going, so I'm definitely holding a runner on this. We'll see what happens. CDU still halted. ADN still playing around that $3 mark. VIVK still holding that 270 mark. I would like to see $3 out of VIVK ultimately. PEI is unhalted. It's up. Looks like it's coming down pretty hard. And either a complete lack of volume or, yeah, I think it's just a lack of volume. Yep, okay, maybe it's halted. All right, well, I don't think we're going to be playing that. CDU unhalts at $8 here. We're up at 875 on CDU. Time to take some profit, guys. Taking profit on CDU here, like 875 or whatever it was. Yeah, it went all the way up to 875. Definitely holding a runner on it. You never know. This could go up into a secondary halt. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Sea-Doo went. We're almost at $9 on that now. That was a entry down here at the almost literally at the bottom. That was a 685? Yeah, 685 entry. Something like that. All the way to 875. So yeah, not a bad trade at all by any means. AVI is up big, so you are hitting PT if you didn't cut. And did I call a cut? No, I didn't. Well, it looks like it was, I should have called the cut, but I didn't, so I guess that's technically... Are we hitting PT on AVI then? Not yet, but we're getting pretty close. Be taking profit on AUVI around here. 345 is definitely doable. I don't think it's doable right this second, though. We did hit 278 on VIVK back down to close to VWAP anyway. Sea-Doo back down quite a bit here, but we did see that run up to just under $9. We took profit at a really good price, 875. Could have squeaked out a couple more cents. We got to 890, but not bad all around. Let me just take a quick look here. I want to see what the actual percentage gains were on that one. That was a 27% trade for what, like 5 minutes of work, and 4 of those 5 minutes were halted, or 6 minutes of work and 5 of those 6 minutes were halted. Not bad. ADN started to break down. Yeah, it did start to break down. So hopefully you did take some profits on ADN around that 310 mark as discussed. But if you didn't, you're definitely taking a stop out here. And I wouldn't be touching this quite yet. We are seeing it break down to newer levels since the market opened. So unless we see a quick bounce back off the support line, we'll probably leave it be. We'll just have to take it as it comes. Sea-Doo's now halted down, yeah. So when it unhalts, it'll probably be back around this price range, and who knows, maybe we'll buy back in, and we could even hope for another halt up. What was our PT on ADN? It was like 330 or something, right? 320. Yeah, so we got fairly close from their 290 entry, but not quite there. It's looking like it is holding on the support line. We're going to want to maybe take another play on this here shortly. We'll have to see. I want to see it break through this VWAP again, though, and hold. That's the thing for me. VIVK is looking all right here. We see that it is holding that VWAP so far. Well, I just want to see it continue to hold that. Maybe we'll take another play on it. We got... What's PEI doing? Oh, yeah, it's halted down. That's not helpful. AKRO. Let's take a look. No, don't want to play that. That's going down. LGHL. No volume. Okay, cool. We'll just close those down because we don't need that. CMRA is no good for us. We'll keep RDBX open just out of respect for RDBX, because that thing is all over the place all the time. It could come back pretty quickly here. Market ordered around 180 or 881. Yeah. Well, 881 is pretty good. That's pretty high up there, so definitely good. We're seeing ADN start to make a little bit of a move up here. We'll see if it can break through. VIVK breaking down. So we're going to have to see how hard this breaks down. AUVI starting to get closer to that price target of 345. Man, we get a lot of announcements in this server. It's like probably like once every 6 hours we have an announcement. It's great. Always gives you something to look at. AUVI looking pretty good. Probably going to come back down to VWAP at least. VIVK breaking down pretty hard here. I would say we might have some support around that 224 area. If not, we'll be looking at about a 215 support. PEI back up and halted again. This is literally like unplayable. It's just going up and down in halts. This is one of those stocks that you don't like. I don't get why they're so picky with what stocks get halted and what don't, and why this one's getting halted over and over and over again, both directions, every single candle. Percentage wise, I think close to 200%. Maybe 250 or something. I can't really remember. I don't focus too hard on the day-to-day. VIVK might turn around here. Sea-Doo still halted. It could be a bottom. Waiting to see if it is. I want to see it break through that VWAP on the way back up before I decide to jump back in on that. AUVI did actually come back down to VWAP, just touched it on its way back up now. VIVK, it's bearish, but I want to take the risk on it because we've already made a decent amount of money, and I don't want to miss out on a VIVK move. So we're going to go 245 entry. We're going to go for a 270 PT and then a 2... maybe just a 240 stop. We should probably give it a little bit more room. Maybe like a 237 stop. Go 237. If you can get lower than 245, all the power to you to move that stop loss down a little bit, but not completely necessary. You can actually move that stop loss. ADN's all the way back up. Yep. Looking good there. Sea-Doo's unhalted, kind of all over the place right now. Probably gonna start to head back up. I want to see how these numbers play out, though. Yeah, it's a little iffy. I'm not sure I want to jump in on that, but ADN's looking pretty good. Not quite ready to jump in on that. I'd like to see it come back down, retest VWAP. I'm sure it will. VIVK up to 250 so far. Sea-Doo coming down. Probably, I would expect it to come back down to that 200 EMA, and we'll see from there if it's looking playable or not. PEI still halted as usual. AUVI bounced off that VWAP line really nicely. Sea-Doo looks like it's heading back up. This could be good news, especially since it should be SSR'd now. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna jump back in on Sea-Doo here. 760. We're gonna go for an $8 PT, and then just a 745 stop loss. Well, it's a really difficult to get that exact number there, but we'll just go with that. Sure, 746. Sea-Doo looking good so far. $757. Looking like a decent entry. Hopefully this starts to move up. It looks like it's kind of undecided where it's going to go, but we'll see. Band's coming in really tight on 80, and I'm not really liking that, so I'm not in it yet, and I probably won't be for a little while here. Yeah, there's a big drop. Hopefully back down to 290. If it can test 290, it might jump in. I want to see it doesn't break down, though, from there. SSR, short sale restricted, which means people can no longer short it. If you have an open position with a short, you can close it, but you can't open a new one. Sea-Doo still bouncing around. VIVK treating us pretty well here. Did hit 255 on VWAP. Not a terrible place to take profits, especially considering what just happened there. But yeah, when you hit resistance like that, definitely a good time to be taking some profits off the table. Let's take a look back at this. ADN looks like it might be going to test. Sea-Doo with a little bit of a drop here. I did get a slightly lower than normal entry, but I didn't end up moving my stop loss. Doesn't look like it mattered because I would have probably stopped out either way. But it is what it is. We took a little bit of a stop out there. Nothing major. We'll leave it be for now. We might take another play off it off that 200. We'll have to see. That was definitely a risky play to try and take. This one's going to be risky too. But I do think that we should probably jump in on ADN because I think that this still has a lot of potential to make a big run. So we're looking at like a 290 entry, maybe just a 310 PT, and then a 282 stop loss. So we're just going to move this up like 1 cent. But if you want a tighter stop, by all means, you can go ahead and move it up even more because I don't think it really... I don't think it needs that much room. If it breaks down from this VWAP, we'll probably likely want to exit anyway. AUVI with a massive breakdown all the way to that 200 EMA. I'm thinking that this might be a good place to jump in on AUVI again. Maybe try a redemption trade on it. 318. If you can get like 316, that'd actually be better. 316, not 216. We're going to go for that 330 mark and then just a 306 stop out. Yeah, that makes sense. That's about 10 cents, so that's good enough for me. Looks like we're immediately in profit here. So far, anyway. Sea-Doo might come back up from here. I'm not entirely convinced. We did see our entry at 290 and then a nice jump to $3 on ADN. So hopefully that gave you enough time to jump in at some point there. But it's looking good so far. As we break through that 90 EMA, hopefully breaking through this resistance. 304, 305, definitely a good place to take profits. Top band isn't opening up. We don't really have too much indication this could go higher. But yeah, we got to 309 there. That's just about PT. I would definitely be think about taking profits on ADN around 309. I do think it could potentially go higher, but I definitely want to secure some of those profits. We got real close to PT there. And that's good enough for me. I'll take most of mine out. I'll leave a runner in case we get some nice moves out of it. We are seeing VIVK start to take off here. We didn't actually stop out. It was kind of scary because we did take that nasty dip, but it looks like it recovered pretty hard on VIVK. We did actually touch our PT there at 270, so we're going to call PT VIVK at 270 and taking profit. So we're in luck with VIVK there. Again, leaving a little bit of a runner just to see what happens. If we end up stopping out on it, it's really not a big deal. But I'd like to leave that opportunity for that to happen. AUVI all the way down. It looks like we actually just about stopped out there. I'm not sure how that happened, but that was real close. Sea-Doo. Yeah, Sea-Doo is curling back up. It's actually kind of just ranging right now. I don't really want to jump in on something that's ranging. How often on plays do you actually hit your stop loss, or do you typically cut it before it auto sells? I typically cut it. I usually cut it before it sells me out. Stop losses are meant to be. The VIVK is going absolutely nuts here. We saw it go to 290 now. Going to take some more profit out here. Looks like it was definitely a good move to keep some money in there. We're at $3 almost. To answer your question, stop losses are supposed to be a safety net, not necessarily a parameter of your trade. So I usually try to cut it before it hits my stop loss. if I'm not looking at something hits a stop loss, that's what it's there for. But or if I think the trade's going to come real close to that number and then bounce off, or the other situation is, I just pick a tight stop loss because I don't really want to like micromanage a trade, and I feel like I need exactly that much room. And if it breaks down any further, then I won't want to be in it. And that in those kind of cases, I'll usually take the stop out. But if I'm leaving a fairly decent sized amount of room and it's just for the sake of volatility, I'll usually cut it earlier if it's not looking good. Sometimes for break even, sometimes for profit, sometimes for loss. VIVK all the way up to 298 there. Hopefully somebody was in that because that was another really good move there. We got in 245-ish, all the way up to 290. What was that? 296? 297. Crazy move. Absolutely nuts. CDU's up all right here. ADN still kind of bouncing around. We still have a little bit in ADN. AUVI did stop us out. So we did take a quick stop there on 306 or 307, depending where you got in. It does look like it's going to continue down from here, so I'm not actually too sure I want to keep playing this, but we'll keep it open for now. PEI, oh man, again, we unhalt, and then it immediately drops back into a halt. We have like 5 developed candles on this entire chart in the last 35 minutes. Like 1 minute chart. It's actually insane. AUVI not looking good. CDU, I still think CDU is probably going to go up. We have consistent volume. We're seeing the MACDs sitting positive. We see that bottom band curling up. Just staying on a support line. Bad fills 2 times. Oh, and 2 times stop loss. Yeah. Yeah, ADN, the thing with this stock and what makes it really hard to play is the candles, they don't look like a lot, but there's actually a lot of price going on these. Like we got some candles going from like 290, all the way up to 303. And that's, that's over 3%. So that you just need one candle to get stopped out. Unfortunately, that's just how it is with some stocks. Stop loss percentage is usually 3%. Sometimes I'll go a little bit further if I need to stretch it to hit a support line, and sometimes I go tighter if I just feel like I don't need that room. ADN is very choppy. You need to really pick your entries. You have to get good fills. And yeah, that's all you can do with a stock like this. Like there's definitely money to be made. It's just you have to really work for it, unfortunately. And then there's stuff like AUVI. It's just like I'm just always on the wrong side of this. Actually, I was on the right side originally. I just decided to cut early because it wasn't looking good. And then this time it got close to the stop, and I was like, no, because last time I cut and it looked all right, and then it went up. So I gave it that little extra room, and this time it didn't work out. ES is dumping. Typical, very typical of ES. We'll have to come back to that later. Because sometimes it kind of sucks to miss that first hour of market with futures because, yeah, it's got really deliberate moves, but sometimes it's good too. A big green candle on AUVI. I wouldn't call that big. It's all right. It's a couple cents. CDU still bouncing around. ADN still not really moving. VIVK still holding that 280. We still have a little bit left in this. Really not a whole lot now. I think we're down to like 5% of the trade, but it's looking okay. It's consolidating around this level here, that 275 area. So it's looking all right. CDU, again, we're not really playing this because there's really nowhere to go with it right now. There's no point in taking a trade if it's just ranging from like, 750 to 780. I mean, like you could, technically speaking, buy into this range at the bottom and sell at the top and get your 30 cents that way, but I mean, it's not a terrible idea, actually. 30 cents isn't that bad. Oops, I clicked something here I did not want to click. AUVI, it's looking okay. I would say it's super risky too, but it's looking like it's paying off if you bought in at the bottom there. VIVK, slight dip. Yeah, we're not really seeing much else popping up on the scanner. So it looks like this is about it. 80 in at $3 still. Go figure. Sea-Doo. I don't know. Maybe we'll buy Sea-Doo at 748. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try a range trade. So we're gonna go Sea-Doo, 748. PT is gonna be about 780. And stop loss is gonna be just 735 because we don't really need a huge stop loss. We're not expecting this to dip down much further. Yeah, that should be good. So yeah, I mean, like you don't have to get exactly 748. You don't have to get exactly 780. It's just a rough idea of what the range on the stock looks like right now and where it could possibly. Like we could end up being on the right side of the straight and it could just shoot up, which would be great. But I wouldn't be exactly banking on that right now. We'll have to wait and see. ES continues to dip. Did we hit this low before? Yeah, not for a while. If we go to the daily chart, yeah, there's really, I think we've got support here at 3581. That might be the next support line on ES. PEI still halted. VIVK, oh, didn't mean to double click that. VIVK still bouncing, might bounce off this VWAP line. Very risky because that MACD is pointed down. This could be a potential entry. I'm not there yet on it. I want to see what happens with this MACD first. I'm like clicking all the wrong buttons today. RDBX MACD positive, just about. Not quite there on mine, not on the 1 minute, maybe the 5 minute it is. Oh, definitely not on the 5 minute. Nice. You know what? I would say VIVK looks like it's going to bounce. This candle's a little bearish. This one's a little bullish. We'll see what happens here. If we could get in at 260, ride it up to like 280 or something, that would be a pretty damn good trade. So let's try another VIVK entry at that 260 level. We're going to aim for that 280 and we're going to go for a 255 stop. So we're going to give it a fairly tight stop. We're at that 260 right now. I am worried about this breakdown here, but we're going to take that risk and say, you know what, if it works out, great. If it doesn't, then we're not going to worry about it. I'm going to jump in here, 256. That means I'm going to move that stop loss down a minute, but I just got to put in my order here and fill out that ledger. So again, 256, we're looking at moving that stop loss down to about 251. Doesn't really save us too much. We're still just using the same kind of stop loss. We're hoping this kind of turns around because it has been pretty bullish. That's really the only reason. So far, it's looking like it's paying off as we're back up to 262. But you know what? We're still bearish on that MACD, and that's not necessarily the best thing in the world. So we're gonna see what happens with that. I'm at Sea-Doo? Yeah, I am. Yeah, it looks like it's taking back off. So this is what I was saying, is that we might just end up on the right side of this trade, and it could just take off again. And it looks like somehow we timed it pretty well perfectly because we didn't actually have to wait too long. It was like, what, 5 minutes? And it started to take off again. Yeah, that one just happened to work out. So I'm definitely taking profits at this level. Ah, damn it, DOS. Taking profits on Sea-Doo. We are well past PT. I guess I should have just called PT on Sea-Doo. That would make more sense. Very bullish candles, but I'm good with taking some profits on this. So it looks like, you know, you probably gone around 755, 760, something like that. Rode it up to about 835. I have a small runner in it. I didn't keep too much in because I'm not quite sure how much higher this could go. It might bite me in the butt. It might go up a crazy amount, but we'll see. VIVK looking like it's paying off as we're back above VWAP. MACD slightly curling, or at least stopping its drop so far, which is good news for us. That's what we want to see. Sea-Doo back up. Yeah, it's totally gonna go and hit $9 now. Now that I only have 10% left, we'll see though. Getting salty and it's not even there yet. We'll see though. It might. We had a really good opportunity to jump back in on ADN here at 285. That would have been a really, really good entry, but I missed it. And now it's back at 290, and like 290 is okay, but I think at 285 we have a really good chance to make quite a bit of money off this. As you know what, it does end up going back up to $3, 305. So, getting 20 cents on this is pretty decent. CDU still holding above on that support line, but not sure how long it can hold that. VIVK, nice green candle here, pushing it to 273, which is, not quite PT, but we're getting there. And in the $2 range, that's definitely a good place to take profits. 273-ish, yeah. Might come back down a little bit before it goes up some more, which is pretty normal. So we'll see how that happens. We took out a little bit there because we did get a decent amount of profit on it so far, but we want to make sure that we get some more. Am I still in ADN? Yeah, I still have that runner in ADN. I was really hoping to get that second entry there at 285. I had it in my mind, I didn't say it out loud, and then I just missed it altogether, so it's partly my fault. Actually, it's all my fault. I don't know who else's fault that could possibly be. RDX or RDBX still dropping. VIVK still holding that 270 line. CDU still up pretty high, and ADN still, ranging, and it's like 20-cent range. Hopefully we see some more out of it. VIVK hoping to make that push up to 280. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, CDU's looking pretty good. We have this looks like a possible reversal on AUVI. I'm just kind of done with the stock. I think I stopped down it. I only played it twice. No, I played it 3 times. First play was good. Okay, I lied. First play was good. Yeah. Second play we stopped out, and third play we stopped out. Although the stop out, no, second play we actually cut, so we only lost. What did we lose on the second one? 3 cents, and the third one was a stop out, but I don't think it was that bad either. Yeah, no, yeah, okay, it was pretty bad, 10 cents. So it was about 3%. CDU up at 860 here, looking pretty good. We still have a little bit of a runner in this. We could cut it whenever. I kind of want to hit that $9 mark. I think that might be, never mind. I was going to say a little far-fetched, but then we had a massive green candle, so looks like it might get there. ADN's back down to that 285 area. It's looking okay. I think this is still a really risky stock to play even at 285. But there's good possibility here to make money. Where we at? We're at 716. We're really close to that. We just hit over $9 on CDU, so that's where we want to take profits. So taking profits on CDU at $9. I'm actually surprised we hit that. I didn't think that was going to happen. Brought up our average a little bit. Actually, not as good as I was hoping it would, but it was okay. That's what I get for taking most of it out. What is ADN? It is Advent Technologies Holdings. I have no idea. I think we've played it before. I can't really be sure if I look on the daily chart. Well, I don't have any previous lines for it, so I can't even be sure if I played it or not. Nice. Oh, you want to forget it. Got it. Got it. VIVK hits 295 and then all the way back down to 267. So hopefully you took some more profit on that. We went well past PT, not P2. Looking good. Yeah, it did drop fast. That's PT on VIVK. Wow, that was a nasty drop. I normally I would be okay with catching a knife like this, but I think we're just gonna wait it out. Yeah, that would have stopped us out right there. You know what though? Down here doesn't look too bad. I think I'm okay with jumping on a VIVK on a knife here at 240, 240-ish. I don't know. Wherever you get on the way back up, we're gonna aim for 280, not 280. That's too high. 260. And then just a 235 stop. So give it 5 cents from wherever you get in. If it's 248, then 243 is your stop, something like that. I do think this is probably going to be a recovery play. So we'll treat it as such. I got in 240. What did I get in at? 243. So if 243 with 5 cents, we're looking at about a 238 stop out. So right here, that's going to be my stop. Now let's hope to God that it holds and continues to move up. We're already at 250, so we're looking pretty good here. C2 is not falling back down. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. We hit 911 there twice. Or no, did we hit 912? Nope, 911, yeah. VIVK, little bit of struggle here, kind of worrying me. PE all the way back down. Look at that gap down. We went from $8 on PE all the way down to 6. Yeah, this is a very reactive market to probably the news from the past couple days. ADN still kind of bouncing around. It hit our stop loss on our runner there. Not anything too terrible though, so I'm not too worried about it. To hold for a runner, it depends on the stock. Like stuff like Sea-Doo definitely was a good idea to hold. I mean, our original sell was what? I can't even remember, 820, 830, something like that. And then our next sell was like up here at $9. So in a case like that, it ended up being very, yeah, very profitable. Or like things like this, yeah, and then the huge knife down. So definitely, it was definitely a good call. And then I like the recovery opportunity here. It could go down, but you know what? I mean, I could exit around this 254 area with 10 cents profit. That's not bad. I think that's a good idea. I'm going to take out some at 254. Taking out some profit on VIVK 254 or 253, 252, you know, something in this area. 10 cents is still pretty good on the stock, so I keep having to remind myself that it's really not that bad. Like if I go over to trade summary, where yeah, that's like, you know, almost at 4% on VIVK already, so it's really not that bad. 10 cents is pretty reasonable. Sea-Doo still holding that $9 range. It's probably going to keep going up now. 80 ends up a little bit. There we go, $3 on 80 yen, 303. Starting to see a little bit of volatility here, breaking positive on that MACD for the first time in a while. AUPI continues its breakdown. Sea-Doo finally coming down a little bit. We're up at, we just hit 260 on VIVK, and that is, in fact, PT. VIVK. Just in time for another knife. That is hilarious how that works out. I'm not going to try another recovery here, because this looks like it's just breaking down, and we just happened to get lucky that it hit 260 there. I feel like that one was luck. So we're just gonna let it be. We don't want to push our luck too hard. We'll see if there's a proper recovery here, but yeah, that was lucky. You stopped out on it? Yeah. Yeah, depending where you got, no, it doesn't even matter where you got in. You're probably stopping out. If your risk management was any good, you'd be stopping out. Definitely stopping out now. But yeah, that was quick. We took some profits at 253, I think, and then it went up to 260. That was PT, and then immediately dropped. Yeah, ADN. Yeah, I was saying it was picking up some volume and breaking positive on MACD. I didn't really wasn't really feeling like getting in because I don't know what the runs look like on this thing. So far, it looks pretty decent. From about 290 to 330 would have been good. You thought VIVK was going to break VWAP? Yeah, it looks like it did not. It got rejected pretty hard. Not a lot of warning on that one. PEI going back up. There's money to be made on this, but one thing to keep in mind is the spread can be really, really terrible on stocks like this. Like, I don't think this is accurate, but it right now is showing a 94-cent spread. So, yeah, market buying on something like this, very risky, and then limit buying, you might not get in because the price is changing so frequently, and The volume is like fairly thin, so it's just a hard stock to play. It's fun to watch, but I think that's about it. Yeah, it might bounce off this 9 EMA. VIVK, we could take a play off of 200 EMA. It looks like it hasn't broken down from it all day long on the 1 minute scale, so yeah, it is halted. Yeah, that's true. Oh man, do we risk it again? I think I'm gonna go for it. VIVK, I would like to get in probably about 230. I think 250 PT and then a 2. I need to give it at least 225. I would actually like to give it like 223, but 225 will probably just have to be good enough. $233, not terrible. 80 and still holding that 320 level. VIBK looking like it's starting to move up, so about 233 was probably the best entry we could have hoped for. Unless it continues its way back down, which is, there's the possibility of that. Hopefully we can hit that 250 PT. I don't think that's like too far out of range. We might have a little bit of resistance here at 243. And then after that, it'll probably move back up further, but we'll see. RDBX is maybe curling up now, but again, you know what? Don't really want to touch it. Don't want to take that risk. What platform do I use to see charts? TradingView. If you're not using TradingView, then you probably have Thinkorswim, or I don't know. Webull has okay charts, I guess. Maybe DAS Trader. There's a couple with half decent charts, but I think that TradingView is the best. Oh yeah, CD with a nasty drop, super nasty drop. We're gonna leave that be. I don't want to touch that, especially since we only have 5 minutes left and we're waiting for a decent recovery on it. It's just not looking likely. PEI up pretty good. 14-cent spread, so not that bad that time. 4-cent spread now, 9 cents, 6 cents. Man, things are just going nuts today. They're either like halting up and then they're halting down, or they're halting down and then they're halting up. It's almost like a bull market, but like a bull and bear market at the same time, it's all over the place. It's not going one direction. It's literally all these stocks are just going back and forth both directions. Like we're seeing like major bullish runs and then we're seeing major bearish candles. It's kind of crazy. I like it. I mean, I haven't really caught the wrong side of it quite yet. I mean, a couple times on AUVI, I guess, but besides that, everything else, like this Sea-Doo play worked out twice in our favor really, really well. ADN we missed. Yeah, that's true. We did miss ADN. Sea-Doo halted down. AUVI still dropping. VIVK still kind of sitting around entry. It looks like might have gotten a slightly better entry point, but it's kind of worrying me that it's not moving up yet. As far as recoveries go, you kind of want to see it a little bit quicker than that. Well, we got about 3 minutes left. We're holding VIVK so far, so we're just gonna go over our trade tracker for the day. So we are currently at $10,000 in profit today. That can't be right, can it? Okay, well, no, yeah, I guess it adds up. I guess we made $10,000 today. We just did really well. That's pretty cool. I'm okay with that. 72% accuracy still, so our accuracy did drop a tiny bit, and yeah, that shows. I don't know if it's counting VIVK as a loss yet because we haven't closed it out. But we'll see. Although other than that, yeah, all the stats look good. We're up to $23,592 from a $500 start at the beginning of the month. It's we're about halfway done the challenge now. So feeling a lot more comfortable staying at this price range because we just need a couple more good days and we'll hit that 50K goal before the end of the month. So hopefully we can keep that going. That would be really nice. But yeah, I mean, we could always lose big too at some point here. It's definitely a possibility. Other than that, yeah, I guess we're just waiting for this VIVK trade to actually do something. We saw it come down to 230, so if you were patient, that was the goal. It's not a possibility. I lose some trades. I lost 5 trades today. I think it was 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, okay, so we're just counting VIVK as a loss, because it's 0%. That's because we haven't closed it out yet. But yeah, we have 4 losses today. Yeah, we're not red though. As long as your risk management's good, you won't be red. And as long as you have over a 50% win rate. Not on the day. It's been over 390 days since our last red day. That's pretty crazy actually, considering half that, not maybe not half that. I think it's been like 3 or 4 months of bear market, but yeah, we've even maintained profit in the bear market. Hell yes, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, 390 days. 4/20/21. That was the last day. I think it was like $10 in red. The IVK back to 235. Yeah. Looking okay here. 237. Might make a slight push. I don't know. Might just close out for some quick profits since it's already 7:30. It looks like it's gonna start heading up though. 238. What we got in 233. 240. I'll take 240. I'm gonna go ahead and close out that trade. Closing out all trades before end of day. 240, not bad. Looks like I could have made a couple extra cents on it, and I do think it's actually going to probably make the recovery I expected to. I just don't really want to stick around and have to watch it for the next 10-15 minutes. But yeah, thanks for joining, guys. Hopefully y'all made some money. It was a pretty good day. As long as you caught some of those big runners, you should be at least a little bit in profit, if not fairly well in profit. But yeah, I will see you guys again tomorrow. Take care, guys.